What if a major development in a high-profile Duggar family legal case quietly unfolded without either party even stepping into a courtroom? That is exactly what happened this week for Joseph and Kendra Duggar. The former reality television stars have withdrawn the not guilty pleas they entered earlier this year in an Arkansas child endangerment and false imprisonment case. Instead of facing a hearing on Monday, they submitted what is known as a plea by order, a move that could ultimately lead to the charges being dropped if they meet specific conditions over the next year. For a family that has lived much of its life in the public eye, this latest legal shift raises fresh questions about accountability, family dynamics, and what comes next. Stick around as we break down exactly what changed, how we got here, and why it matters for everyone following the story. The Duggar family first captured national attention through the TLC series 19 Kids and Counting, which followed Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar as they raised their large brood in Arkansas under a strict conservative and faith-based lifestyle. The show, and its successor Counting On, turned the family into household names, showcasing weddings, births, and everyday moments that drew millions of viewers. Joseph, the seventh of the 19 children, married Kendra Caldwell in 2017. The couple went on to have 4 children of their own and largely stepped back from the spotlight as the family's public image grew more complicated over the years. Viewers will recall that the original series ended amid revelations involving Joseph's older brother Josh, who later faced his own serious criminal convictions. Those earlier scandals already left many fans re-evaluating what they thought they knew about the family. Against that backdrop, the new charges against Joseph and Kendra landed with particular weight. The Arkansas case is separate from the Florida allegations Joseph faces, yet the two matters became linked when investigators searched the couple's home. Understanding that connection helps explain why this week's plea change carries so much significance. Here is the verified timeline of the latest developments. In March 2026, Joseph Duggar was arrested in connection with allegations stemming from a 2020 family vacation in Panama City Beach, Florida. A then 9-year-old girl, who has since come forward as a teenager, alleged inappropriate touching. Florida authorities charged him with lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim under 12 and related counts. He has pleaded not guilty in that case and remains free on bond while the matter proceeds. Shortly after his Arkansas arrest tied to the Florida investigation, local police and the Arkansas Department of Human Services searched the couple's home in the Tontitown area. On March 20th, both Joseph, then 31, and Kendra, then 27, were charged in Arkansas with 4 counts each of second-degree endangering the welfare of a minor and 4 counts of second-degree false imprisonment. The specific details of what investigators found during that search have not been publicly released in full, and neither Joseph nor Kendra has offered public comment on the Arkansas charges. Kendra was released the same day on a $1,470 bond. An initial no-contact order restricted her from the children named in the case, but a judge later lifted that restriction in April, allowing supervised reunification to move forward. Joseph also faced no-contact restrictions that were addressed in court. In late April, their attorney entered not guilty pleas on behalf of both defendants in Elm Springs District Court. A court date was set for August 10th. That hearing never required their personal appearance. Instead, on Monday, August 10th, the couple withdrew the not guilty pleas and submitted a plea by order. This procedural step allows defendants to enter a guilty or no contest plea in writing without appearing before the judge that day. Court officials confirmed the filing, and a judge signed off on the order. Under the terms of the agreement, the Arkansas case is being diverted for 12 months. Joseph and Kendra must maintain good behavior, commit no new criminal offenses, follow all court orders, and comply with any directions from the Arkansas Department of Human Services. They are also required to pay fines and costs totaling $1,850. A review hearing is scheduled for early August 2027. If they successfully meet every condition during that year, the charges will be dismissed and there will be no sentencing phase. If they fail to comply, the case can move forward toward potential conviction. Court records and reporting from multiple outlets, including local Arkansas stations and national entertainment publications that obtained the documents, confirm these details. It is important to note that this arrangement applies only to the Arkansas endangerment and false imprisonment charges. Joseph's separate Florida case continues independently, and he has maintained his not guilty plea there. This development does not resolve every open question. The Arkansas charges arose from a search connected to the Florida investigation, yet the precise allegations of endangerment and false imprisonment have not been detailed in public court filings beyond the formal counts themselves. Both parents share 4 young children, and the earlier no-contact orders and subsequent supervised contact arrangements underscore the family stakes involved. Legal observers note that diversion programs of this type are not uncommon in certain misdemeanor or lower-level felony matters when defendants demonstrate willingness to meet court conditions. Still, the public nature of the Duggar name means every step receives close scrutiny. Neither Joseph nor Kendra has spoken publicly about the plea change or the underlying charges, leaving the official court record as the primary source of verified information. Public reaction has been mixed but largely measured across social media and entertainment coverage. Some longtime viewers expressed relief that a path exists for the charges to be resolved without a full trial, pointing to the couple's young children and the desire for stability. Others remain skeptical, arguing that any diversion related to child welfare allegations deserves ongoing oversight and that the family's history of public controversies makes trust harder to rebuild. Media outlets covering the story have largely stuck to the court documents, noting the procedural nature of the plea by order and the one-year timeline rather than drawing dramatic conclusions. On platforms where fans discuss the family, comments range from calls for privacy to pointed questions about accountability. Coverage has generally avoided speculation about unproven details of the home search, focusing instead on the verified change in plea status and the conditions now in place. The absence of any public statement from the couple themselves has left room for varied interpretations, yet the factual core remains the court order and its clear requirements. Looking ahead, the key date to watch is the review hearing expected in August 2027. At that point, the court will determine whether Joseph and Kendra have fully complied with the diversion terms. Successful completion would result in the Arkansas charges being dropped. Failure to meet the conditions could reopen the path to prosecution. Meanwhile, Joseph's Florida case continues on its own schedule, with pretrial matters already underway and a not guilty plea still in effect. No public announcements have been made about additional court dates in Arkansas beyond the 2027 review, and neither party has indicated plans to comment further. Viewers interested in the outcome will need to follow official court updates rather than relying on rumor. In summary, Joseph and Kendra Duggar have withdrawn their not guilty pleas in the Arkansas child endangerment and false imprisonment case and entered a one-year diversion agreement. If they maintain good behavior, follow all court and Department of Human Services directives, and pay the required fines, the charges can be dismissed without a sentencing phase. The arrangement stems from charges filed after a March 2026 home search that followed Joseph's separate Florida arrest on molestation allegations, charges he continues to contest. The couple has remained silent in public. The specific facts behind the Arkansas counts have not been fully detailed beyond the formal charges, and a review hearing is set for next summer. This development offers a structured path forward while leaving the Florida matter and the family's broader public story unresolved. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.